Welcome to First Shift, the series where I, as a side hustle expert, look at fellow gig workers and their first ever respective shift on their chosen platform. Today on the hot seat, we have Mama and her first ever shift driving for Uber Eats, but something doesn't really feel right. That's much better. I think we gotta go full critiquing focus mode. Would you accept it? Mama, let's find out. $8.01, 1.8 miles Starbucks. Looks like, Florida Marketplace, 15 minutes. Dollars to mile ratio, 175 minimum, right? $8, 1.8 miles. I take it.
What happened?
Lag. Glitched out. Great first order experience, right? If your app is glitching like that, close that whole thing out and go back in. Make sure you're not connected to a public Wi-Fi if you're sitting by a Starbucks or like a McDonald's or something. $5, I can't quite see it, and 74 cents for, it looks like 5 miles, 21 minutes. No, don't take it. The dollars to mile ratio, again, our minimum for you, our standard really, I should say, is 175. Minimum of $1.20, but cash flow wise, what is it? I'll quiz you. You should know that. If not, subscribe. Check out the website, Your Driver, my courses and resources to help you in most any side hustle. The minimum cash flow should be $7 to even move.
5 miles for Portillo's.
Why are you driving? Why are you driving waiting for a request? I mean, you should park by a power strip. Those are areas that are really dense with restaurant, and just sit there and then wait for an order. The order's going to come in. Unless you're repositioning to a starting location, like that's what I do. I drive to my power strip that I want to start in. So, okay, if you're doing that, that's okay.
I have come to a different part of town to see if I could maybe get orders over here. I still haven't got anything since.
Since when?
That $4 one that you saw me do.
Okay, so you're not wrong, but again, with repositioning, if my chosen initial power strip is not giving me orders at all, like volume, and or B, the cash flow, just the numbers aren't there, when do you move? To move to another power strip, she said another part of town. That sounds like a farther drive, but I would only commute like 5 minutes away, ideally, to another power strip, 5 to 8 minutes, I'll say. And that's after waiting like 15 minutes, because you should use your own market research. Understandably, if you're new, you can use their own hotspots on these apps to know where to wait. And you'll learn this as you get better and do more shifts.
What do I do now? I'm here. Do I hit Chick-fil-A? No. I'm here. I'm here! What do I do? I'm not arriving soon. I'm here. Okay. I don't know what I hit, but now it's showing me note from the business, and it's like this whole paragraph.
You know, it's kind of interesting, because let me know down below, how long have you worked on different side hustle apps? But Mama's new here, and it's really interesting to think about these apps. You know, we kind of forget this, need to design user interfaces that are as seamless and intuitive as possible, because she's having a hard time finding the next step. And that's why I tell you, try one app first before you even start to multi-app, because you can have things like this happen. Like, what do I click? And I've had this actually with Point Pickup. When I first did Point Pickup and Amazon Flex, like, it's kind of wordy. There's a lot of different things. Like, where do I find this? Actually, on a recent shift, I couldn't even find the right help section. So I get it. All right.
$5, 1.6 miles. It's for old.
$5 and 1.6 miles. See, all right, well, let's just find out. Let's find out.
Southeast Market.
I have an idea. What's going to happen?
I'm going to.
Oh, you took it.
Enter your pick.
Oh, this is why we're in critiquing focus mode, folks. Cash flow. Look, I know it makes sense dollars to mile ratio wise. Five some dollars for like 1 point something miles. It seems good on that front. And I know it's going to be like, oh, it's only going to take 15 minutes, but you have to drive there, find parking, and hopefully there's not a wait. There's not a line, any kind of delays. Oh, we just got it for five something. That's why I want your cash flow, the order payout, to be at least $7. Because $7 is at least a little bit bearable. Because think about this. You can only do 2 to 3 deliveries an hour. A little bit more if you're in the city center, the metro marketplace, maybe. But if you're in the suburbs or just like whatever, smaller city, whatever it is, 2 to 3, basically. So imagine 2 to 3 on like $5 some. You're setting yourself up for like $15, $16 an hour. You need at least $7, and it's going to be comparable time, but you're getting more money. It's setting yourself up for 21 to 25 plus an hour. Our channel goal is $25 plus.
Radar, what does that mean? I-3, 13 miles for $5.60.
Oh. So you're learning what Trip Radar is. So Uber and Uber Eats, they send offers to multiple drivers or couriers at the same time. So she said I-3. I don't know if that's like interstate or if it's like the eye, like a pupil icon with the number 3, which indicates, we don't have it here in Pittsburgh, we used to, that 3 other couriers are looking at it at the same time as you. That's awful though. It was like, 13 miles? I forget the payout, like $5.
Like, why are you offering it to multiple people at one time?
Why are they, Mama, and you watching this? Why is Uber offering trips to couriers at the same time? I think A, it builds urgency. B, maybe they can pay a little bit less because of that implied urgency. Someone's like, oh, I better take this. It's not my ideal, but other people are looking at it, and it seems pretty decent, versus maybe if they just send it to one courier at a time.
Okay, so it's showing my earnings as $23.41. If you can see that, and that was for 2 hours and 44 minutes.
Yeah, $9.60 an hour. That is not good. But let's do divided by 4 trips. Yeah, each trip was around $6.60 on average there.
Looking at the 4 trips, only 3 of the trips actually had tips. One of them didn't.
That's not uncommon. So she got, what is that, 75%? Yeah, 75% tip frequency, 3 out of 4 customers tipped. That's fine. That's kind of average there.
I don't know how to identify when it's a no tip on Uber Eats. Does it
Ooh, good question.
tell you on the screen? Like, tip included, or I don't know.
Okay, so when you get the order request on Uber Eats, boom, here's an example. It's gonna say includes customer tip. I just went back to one of her order requests. Mama does have the text that it says includes expected tip. Perfect. And I feel like most marketplaces have that. Let me know if you don't have that. So Mama and yourself watching this, I would use the strategy that I talked about. It's just general gross revenue. So this one's $8.01. So if it was like $5, 4, 3, etc., then there's most likely not a tip, or it's very little. So $8 here. Remember, Uber is going to pay as little as possible, basically their minimum or close to the minimum for their base fare. So this most likely has a tip. And then the bigger the margin, this is 1.8 miles. Imagine if this was like $12, $13, $14, then almost certainly, if there's not surge pay, that there's a healthy customer tip on there.
So I don't know. It's hard to really, just do the app for a few hours and to make a determination if it's any good for, the area that I'm in or not. I know a lot of you really like Uber Eats and prefer Uber Eats over DoorDash. At this point, I do not. I prefer DoorDash.
You did one shift though. Look, folks, you cannot, and Mama just said it actually, you can't make a verdict on if an app is good in your marketplace after one shift. Frankly, not even a week. It has to be at least a month, ideally 3 months. So you get different days of the week, different times of the day, and drive in different marketplaces. Look at how the surge pay is, the Boost Plus, any bonuses if you're on DoorDash Peak Pay. And then you can start to understand, because you're also going to be getting more familiar with the app if it's good in your marketplace. And I think she knows this. I mean, you can't make a verdict after just one shift. All right. And with that, we got to take off the focus mode here and get Mama off the hot seat. Of course, we'll have our channel linked down below. So consider subscribing, drop a like on this video so you don't miss the next episode of First Shift.